Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am ready for football. I can't think of nothing. This game is so important to me because I really want to know what we're made of. This is the epitome of a gut check game that we have coming up this weekend. Um, what's up, Cortez? I don't I don't feel like this game is the end all be all for both teams. They're gonna sell this as this is a must win for both teams, and it's a must win not to keep them not to keep them in the playoff hunt and all that kind of stuff of the season. It won't end either team's season. The San Francisco 49ers are one game out, and we are basically one game out. We're a win behind Washington. So we're basically 1.5 games out. So and all we have to do is beat Washington. All they have to do is beat their division foes, and things can change. So it's not an end all be all on that level, like because both teams are not doing well at the moment, but they're not completely out of it at all. And they can withstand a loss right here. But this is a must win as far as a gut check. Good morning, Trent. Good morning, C. Good morning, Vic. This is the game, and I said it yesterday. This is the game where I feel like if we lose, you're gonna see some kind of rant from me. You're gonna see some kind of anger from me if we perform poorly and lose. Like the Saints game, that was a little bit surprising. But if you knew, the weapons the Saints had and the offense they ran against our defense and all that kind of stuff, it kind of made sense afterwards. A little bit before, but a lot afterwards. The Ravens game definitely made sense. I did not expect to beat them. And even the Lions game made sense because some games just get out of hand. And that game completely got out of hand because that team is much better tooled than our team. So their weapons, when their weapons get to going, there's just something we're just at bay. In that game, they were clicking, and when a good team with weapons are clicking, you're done. And that's not the first game they've done like that. They've been like that all season or whatever. So this game is the game where we actually should win. And if we do lose this game, playing against this football team, the way this football team is playing, if we do lose this football team to this football team, it means that they have came from here mentally and went here mentally, surpassing us. Because right now they're at a low. They just lost. They've got 4 losses. We've got 3. We on a bye, so our loss is not as recent as their loss. So they're really low, and they're hurting. And I don't know where they think they are right now, but they're not at a yeah, we're about to go kick the Cowboys behind stage mentally. So they're here right now. So if they beat us and elevate themselves up above us, I'm going to be so angry it's ridiculous, because the only reason what happened is because of that logo. And it's because we're scared of the 49ers, that we feel like the 49ers are better than us. We feel it in our fan base. All of us. We're like, oh, we're going to lose the 49ers. Everybody, oh, we're going to lose the 49ers. Oh, we play the 49ers, we're going to lose the 49ers. It's just ingrained in our heads that we're going to go in there and lose the 49ers. When in reality, all that stuff in the past don't matter. On Sunday, it don't matter. You go out there, you play. Right now. That's the only thing that really translates at this moment is right now. But we're carrying up all that baggage on of all the stuff that they've done to us, all the times that they beat us, all the playoffs, all the seasons that they've ended for us. We're still on that stuff. So That will make me angry because as a player, you got to go out there and you got to get your job done. And if you don't have that mental space where you can go out and get a job done and not bring in all old things or things and all other stuff and just focus in on your job, then you have a future. So this game is going to tell us a lot on where this team can go. You know what I'm saying? If their minds are not strong or weak. Now, right now, we really don't know. I mean, we've seen some real strong-minded stuff versus Pittsburgh, and we've seen some real weak-minded stuff versus the Saints. You know what I'm saying? We've seen both ends of the spectrum right now. But right now, we have a serious challenge in front of us. A challenge where we have been failing and failing and failing and failing. And what I try to tell you, make you people understand that organization is failing and failing and failing too. They're just doing it better than us. You can say, well, at least they got to the NFC this year. At least they got to the Super Bowl. At least, but they ain't won nothing. So they're in a middle place too that can be taken advantage of. So if we don't take advantage of our spot right now, I don't know, man. I'm gonna be so angry. I'm gonna be so yeah. It's a mental must win for both teams, because if you lose this game, then you could go to a place mentally where, oh, man, we ain't gonna win. You know what I'm saying? Where actually you still could come back. Like if we beat San Francisco will be 3-5, and Seattle has 3 losses. So that's 2 losses behind Seattle. And this is week 8, I think, or whatever. So it's plenty of time for San Francisco to take them back. So it won't be the end of anything. But if we beat San Francisco and they just like, man, this season is done. If they take that mental space, then they're out of it. Same with us. If we lose this game, we'll be 3-4. You know, couple of games behind Washington, but we haven't lost any division games yet. So all we have to do is when we play Washington and when we play Philadelphia, we have to make sure we come and play. So we could come back from this also. But if they beat us, and you know how they're going to talk about us when we lose, because they always talk about us, they're going to laugh, the memes, everything is going to be so much that we might just crumble. So it's a must win on that level for sure, because both teams are at a place where they could just crumble. All right. It was so funny. I said, what's up, Google? I said, I didn't have much to say today, but as soon as I because I had to pause the television and I'm getting ready to play this because I want to hear what they say. I'm going to play it right now while you're talking. What happened was they're taking Troy Aikman's comments from a couple of days ago because they don't have much content to talk about the Cowboys. They're taking CeeDee Lamb, Troy Aikman's comments for a couple of days ago about the wide receivers running lazy routes and CeeDee Lamb and all that kind of stuff. And they're literally up here. Dan Orlovsky, who has made his career, he's bought a house off the Dallas Cowboys, off criticizing the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, he's just the number one Dak hater right there that's made money off being back Dak hater. He is up here just criticizing and ripping CeeDee Lamb apart with his route running, with his all this kind of stuff. Now this is the same person that rips Dak enough. Now you're ripping his receiver. So wait a minute, why are you ripping? Wait a minute, hold on, what are you doing? So he's ripping this person. Now, 3 months ago, Dan Orlovsky was just talking about how much better CeeDee Lamb was than anybody else on the Cowboys, that we need to pay CeeDee Lamb, just pumping up CeeDee Lamb like crazy. So I'm telling you, these people on television they should put, you know how in the gambling machines, they have to put for entertainment purposes only under that. We should force ESPN, all these channels to put for entertainment purposes only up under anything, because all the stories are fake. All the stories are not real. Everything they say is just contrived for views. Everything. Everything. Tank Vicente, I know. But they are just ripping him apart. So now, according to you, Dan Orlovsky, the quarterback that you hate so much, that struggles so much, that needs to do so much according to yourself, he don't even have the number one receiver. So if CeeDee Lamb isn't any good, and you know our number 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 aren't any good, why are you still blaming Dak Prescott for stuff? It's crazy. The next home game will be in Shamble for Jerry at Bad Press. Yeah, I know. Oh my goodness. If we lose this game, Pierre Land asks, I think Shango would agree with me when I say if Dallas loses this game spectacularly, some game checks need to be forfeited. Man, I'm ready to get rid of McCarthy if we lose this game and give somebody else a chance to finish out the season. Because, like I said, we still have a chance if we lose this season, if we lose this game. But if we lose this game to San Francisco in this situation, we know McCarthy is not the guy that's going to get us past San Francisco in the playoffs. If we can't beat San Francisco right now when they're hurting and they're down and they're mentally not the same, if we can't beat them right now and beat their scheme right now, then there's no way McCarthy's going to be able to beat it in the future. I'm not being emotional about McCarthy, like, I hate McCarthy. No, it's strategic. I mean, you can't do it. Guy, I'm sorry. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, that scheme is better than your scheme. That scheme is beating you, and there's nothing you can do about it. So I'm sorry, guy. You got to go. And I would give somebody else a chance to salvage the season that still can be salvaged. You know what I'm saying? Zimmer or whoever as an interim coach, and see if they can bring this thing up. And then everybody knows there will be vying for that Cowboy job. Bill Belichick we'll see if he wants it. Rex is completely throwing his hat in the ring. He's practically begging for a Cowboys job or a job in the NFL. So if we lose, I'm just saying, I don't see a reason to go further with McCarthy if we lose to this particular football team, because it's this particular football team that's been our Achilles heel. It's this particular scheme that we cannot seem to get past. So the main team where this scheme is coming from, the main team is at a down point right now. And if we cannot beat this team at a down point, what's up, Special K? I mean, come on. No more. I'm with you, and no more old coaches. We'll be talking about Ben Johnson. It'll give us something. You know what I'm saying? Just to get rid of McCarthy. It'll give us something that we could rally behind Ben Johnson. We can rally behind, the person that we want to take over, our franchise as far as a fan base. But I'm telling you, it's not personal with McCarthy. You haven't seen me railing against McCarthy at all. McCarthy has had some very good teams here in Dallas with, the 12-5 seasons, the division championships, all that stuff. I understand and I appreciate all that kind of stuff. But however, there's one team that has been beating the living crap out of us, and it is the San Francisco 49ers. And it is particularly that Shanahan scheme. And if you cannot best that scheme, then we need to find someone who can beat that scheme. Right? We got a Niners fan here. What'd you say as a Niners fan? Did he say something earlier? Hold on, let me look. And look at Meme D. No, he's just not talking. We want to hear from the Niners fans. Everything points to tank and sign quarterback for rookie deal, sit behind, build O-line for new quarterback, sign superstar. Yeah, but man, if you are doing that, Dak is the dumbest person alive for signing with the Cowboys. Why would you sign with a team that just wants to throw you out there behind a bad offensive line that's not interested in winning? Why would you do that? That's the worst signing of all times. You know what I'm saying? You sign with a team for that much money, and the team just decides like, idiot. No, we cannot underestimate the 49ers at all, Christy. No. We do not match up front. No, exactly. But again, like I said yesterday, Big Win, we didn't match up with the Steelers up front. But in crucial moments, they gutted it out. If you look at how that offensive line blocked on that touchdown pass by Dak, you will understand everything what I'm talking about how this is a team sport. You know, all you see is the touchdown throw by Dak and the receiver catching it. But the blocking on that play was ridiculously good and needed. Every bit of that blocking was needed for Dak to get that ball out of his hands accurately to the wide receiver. And it had to be a great catch on that end as well. So that whole thing, everybody on that offense upped their game. And that's what has to happen. We can't have Dak up in this game and nobody else does, because that don't work. We can't have little pieces that's playing well and nobody else playing well. When the unit is playing well, then you'll get results in football. And then the matchups, the matchup deficiencies that we have, then they kind of disappear when the unit is playing better. Dak's kryptonite is Fred. Fred Warner is pretty much everybody's kryptonite. And that's what I was saying, Chris Plumage. That's what I was thinking yesterday when I was looking at all the when I was flipping through all the do you remember, I think you were here yesterday when I was flipping through on that TikTok that had all the 49er injuries, and I was flipping and I was like, wow. In the back of my mind I was like, where's Fred Warner? Where's Fred Warner? Okay, next one's gonna be Fred. Okay, where's Fred Warner? Why is it Fred hurt? What's right there? Fred Warner is living in my head rent free. Anytime we play the 49ers, so I know if Fred Warner is living in my head, he has got an apartment in Dak's head. He has got a nice pit house. He is living in Dak's head. That dude's insane. You have to play physical to beat the 49ers. Yes, you do. And I don't even know that Zeke is our most physical player on offense, maybe. As a Niner fan here, that's what Meme D says. Hold on, let me put him up. Where is he at? There you go. Put you up right there, Meme. All right. He says, as a Niner fan here, we are very beatable. Wouldn't be surprised if you come in and get the W. This is why I'll be upset. I will not for a second, I would not even try to think that we are a better team than the San Francisco 49ers, because we are not. We are not better coached. We don't have a better roster. None of that stuff am I saying at this moment at all. I'm talking about here, right here, in this moment that we're in right now. Because there's no other time exists than right now. No other time is real than right now. So right now, it's obtainable. A win versus that team is attainable. And you have to know you have to know it. You have to know it. What's up, Joe? Oh, good job. Happy birthday to Joe, man. DFW Aviation. We'll get a Niner victory for your birthday weekend. Wouldn't that be good, Joe? Wouldn't that be perfect? Hopefully the red zone gets you. King Charles. I don't know how we fix our red zone issues. Didn't we supposed to get Schoonmaker for our red zone? Wasn't Schoonmaker supposed to be our red zone fix? And we just don't have a running game. Yeah, Jake is the most physical. Yep. Yeah, no. You can exploit the secondary if the line gives Dak time and if the receivers can get some separations and Dak doesn't have to hold on to the ball. Because you definitely don't want to feed that defense some interceptions. He has to be very, very, very careful with the football this game, because I know Brock Purdy is going to be very, very careful with his ball this game because he was very uncareful. He was very uncareful this past week. So he's going to be real conservative on his end. So 49ers are not going to lose by the turnover. They're going to try not to lose by the turnover. So we need to make sure we try not to lose by the turnover as well. So so the wide receivers got to get some kind of separation. Again, as I'm saying, our offense should go through Ferguson. Our offense should go through Ferguson. Feed Ferguson, make people freak out over Ferguson and put their attention on Ferguson, then hit CD, then hit the other guys. But it should start with Ferguson, because Ferguson's the only one right now that's actually reliable. He's the only one that's getting separation. He's the only one that is there all the time up here. You don't hear him. He's the person that can be dependent on the offense. CeeDee Lamb, if you want to be that person, then think like Ferguson. Don't crash out on us, because when you're crashing out, we can't trust you. And I don't understand how you don't understand that. We don't have to worry about Ferguson crashing. But Ferguson is the right audio. It is again? I thought I fixed it yesterday. Testing. Nope. Sorry. Now it's fixed. Sorry about that. I did fix it yesterday, but I guess it went back to where it was and I just had to slide it over. Thank you. I know that's hard with you people that are listening with headphones. You're like, can you get in the other ear? Can you get over here? So let me say happy birthday to Joe in both ears. Happy birthday, and I hope we can get that W for the Niners for your birthday weekend. Yeah, I hate that too. When one ear goes out on your Bluetooth and you're like, come on, man. Yeah, Schoonmaker was supposed to be our red zone fix, man. I just don't, we've had so many misses in the early rounds. I don't know why we just don't try to get some weapons. I'm a little loud. I don't know why we don't try to get a little weapons. Yeah, they do. They have they have one decent linebacker from Ferguson. His name is Fred Allen. So, but I still trust. Dog's doing great. He's back to normal. He's back. He's running the house. He's gonna do it again. But I still trust the Dak Ferguson combination and connection. You're about to slap Dre. I think I got on Beats too. I got on Beats. Yeah, I just trust it. I trust Ferg, man. I really do. Yeah, Healthy Kittle is the he's the I don't care tight end. Kittle, he's the I will do what I needs to be it needs to be done for my team to win type tight end. I don't care about my numbers. I don't care how I look. I got a hot wife too. F Dallas. That Kittle guy gets on my nerves. Good morning. Good morning, Thomas Green. Yes. Got the scab because the rattlesnake bite. I guess most of the venom went into his back because the bite on his arm and the neck were they didn't have venom in it as much. So the one had all the venom and it had a big scar, had a big old scab on it. And yesterday the scab finally fell off, and the hair is back perfect and everything's back perfect. So he's completely back to normal. I just don't know how to stop him from attacking more rattlesnakes. Like I said, the rattlesnake was in my backyard. Well, the rattlesnake was too close to the house, one. So he might should have died because those dogs don't go further from my TV. They go around the corner from the TV and into the fence where they go and potty and whatever. So they don't go out far at all. So they went out in the back where the dangerous animals are and stuff like that. So the rattlesnakes were too far up. And I think David Beckham was up here in my neighborhood. They were shooting some kind of commercial in my neighbor's house, and they had all types of big studio trucks and big rigs out on the street that week or whatever. So what we feel like is it moved all the rattlesnakes. All the rattlesnakes had to get away because it was too much vibration. And they found 2 rattlesnakes dead in the road that had been run over by cars. So they caused a lot of movement, and I guess that caused the rattlesnakes to move in places in my yard that I never really had them. So living in the California wilderness. But you know what? I'd rather deal with being way in the outskirts of LA dealing with the wildlife than being in LA dealing with that wildlife. 100%. You need Kittle for fantasy? I tried to. This is what I'm gonna tell you. My first experience with rattlesnakes around here. My neighbor next door, she called because there was a rattlesnake curled up right outside her door to her garage, and I had just bought a bigger pellet gun. I had 2 pellet guns because you can't really shoot animals out here. That's crazy. We live out here with all these dangerous animals, but don't shoot them. We can't shoot them or kill them because we'll get in trouble or whatever. So you just want to get them out of your yard. And there was a coyote, and I had just my basketball goal is way out there, and there was a coyote on my basketball goal, and I had my pellet gun out my door. And I hit that coyote right behind. He jumped up in the air. My security cam caught the shot. I was sending that to my brother-in-law is a superman of all army forces in Iraq and all that kind of stuff for his entire life. He's all that. He's all of that. And I sent it to him and said, "Man, you needed me." You needed me in Iraq. It was the greatest shot ever. So I thought I was the bad man with my stuff. So she called me with a rattlesnake over there, and it was curled up asleep. So I got the pellet gun and I put one into his body. Oh, boom! And the snake didn't move. I was like, man, he didn't move. And I went back and I put another one in his body. On, boom! I was like, man, he didn't move. I said, all right, I'm putting one in his head. And I put the gun. I mean, like, it was like this close to his head. And I was like, boom. That snake jumped up and went and took off. Thank goodness he took off in the other direction. And I was like, okay, I'm not messing with those things no more. Because I just put something in that thing's head. And that thing was still able to attack. So he was probably dead. He was dying, of course. But while he was dying, he was gonna take me out. I ain't messing with them things no more. I ain't messing with them. That was my one. Yep, snakes, yeah, we got them all. Snakes, coyotes, mountain lions, of course, bobcats, and my worst of all of them, black widow spiders. Hate them. Number one. But still, I'd rather take these animals than those animals in downtown LA, in Hollywood. Thank you. I was just talking about how I was just thinking how this is a low NFL morning because they were talking about, and on Chris Canty's show, they were talking about the worst logos in the league. I said, yeah, this is a very down week. The games on Sunday, there are only a couple of good games. You know what I'm saying? Like ours is probably the marquee game on Sunday. So there's really nothing to talk about in the NFL until Sunday. Okay, Dallas Cowboys 65 asked, in my opinion, is Deuce or Zeke really better than Dalvin, whereas they won't move him up to the 53? I'm telling you, I said it yesterday, Dow Cal 65. But right before we signed him, I saw a dude just smoke Dalvin called Better Derek. I don't think Better Derek has any muscle definition whatsoever. He's as skinny gets. I don't know if y'all saw it. I don't know. We don't have Cougars. I hadn't seen any Cougars, but Better Derek is very, very slight of build. And he cooked Dalvin. and then after that, he threatened Dalvin with a fight. Said, I can fight too. I can box too. Let's go. So that just you should have just went at him. If you're a big muscly dude and a big athlete and this little dude just smoked you and then say, I can beat your behind too. You have to just take him out right there on sight. You have to just take him out right there. You have to put him in your hands. And he didn't. He laughed it off. I was like, come on, man. Do you have any fire left? So I don't know what's underneath with Dalvin Cook right now. I don't know if he really wants to play or really into being in the NFL. We don't know what's going on right now. All we know is Deuce and Zeke are beating him out for some reason. Yeah, we need to. I'm still hoping that we can somehow get Cooper Kupp, man. If just do you know how much one trade for a good player would just energize this franchise? Of how much hope and how it would calm a lot of us down if we just, for one moment, acted like we wanted to win. You know what I'm saying? That's all that some of us really want. We want to just feel like you're trying to win. And right now, I just don't, none of us feel like you're trying to actually win football games. You can tell when the Buffalo Bills went and got Amari Cooper, they are trying to win. It was obvious they're trying to win. Everything that's going on in Washington, I cannot stand to talk about and acknowledge. But it's because Washington made moves because they want to win. Philadelphia Eagles, they might not even have a win this year without Saquon Barkley. I'll say that again. They might not even have a win this season without Saquon Barkley. But they wanted to win, so they got Saquon Barkley, and they're ahead of us at the moment. We just haven't did anything to make the fan base, to make us feel like we want to win. I don't know if I need to say any more thing more there. I know I need a ball. If you just got here, I just said that. I actually leaded the show off with that on my mind because Dan Orlovsky was on my screen ripping CD apart. Ripping, I mean, just telling how bad his routes were, this or that. And just like 3 months ago, every last one of them over there was talking about how CD's our best player, how CD deserves to be paid, and la 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 la. And it's just, I mean, like, that's a part of our problem too. We can't pay that any attention. Dan Orlovsky has a house that he should have painted in Dallas Cowboys colors, because the Dallas Cowboys have bought that house for him. From him complaining about Dak and talking about the Cowboys over and over and over and over. Being a Cowboys hater, he has made a career off of that. And we can't absorb that stuff anymore. Stephen A. Smith, they have infected our franchise with so much negativity and nastiness that we have to shut that stuff down, because all they're doing is just saying stuff for their ratings and their personal gain. And we're thinking, oh, that's the truth. It's not. It's the truth according to their pocketbooks. And I did say pocketbooks. I did mean pocketbooks. I guess that's it, man. I don't know what else is going on. I can't think of anything else I had other than the fact that I'm going to lose my mind if we don't win this football game. And it's clearly not because I feel like we're a better football team than the San Francisco 49ers. Nope. Not gonna get me to say something like that. Hypothetical. Thomas Green has a hypothetical question. All right. There's a new owner, and no Jones are in the organization anymore. McCarthy and Zimmer gone at the best as well. What role other than owner would I see myself succeeding in? That's a good one, Thomas Green. To be honest, I would love to say GM. I would love to say GM because I'm the best at GMing in Madden. I mean, just that's my thing. I'm not very good on the field, but as far as building a team, they hate it. They hate my building teams. But that's just a game. I would be great in the media area because what I've said, because I would be best with fan interaction and using that energy for positive help within for the organization, because the fans can be a positive influence on the team. Right now, right now our fan base is a toxic. It's toxic to the team. We're not really supportive. You know, we hate we take it out on the players. We talk so much trash about the players, it's ridiculous. So I mean, we're not like, say, Pittsburgh's fan base or Green Bay's fan base. You know, some of those other fan bases that keep quiet if they're, you know what I'm saying? They're not as vocal as us. So yeah, good question. I like that, Thomas Green. I would love to see myself in, like, I don't know if you remember the guy named Rich Dalrymple. Do anybody remember Rich Dalrymple? Yeah, I want his job. I've always wanted his job. He knows who I am too. I want your job, man. If you still have it. I failed NFL quarterback. Now all of a sudden he's great, and they beat Miracle, and I have to deal with him on college. I just got back into college. You know what I'm saying? I'm playing the college game and all that kind of stuff and getting back into college. And I got to watch Dan Orlovsky talk about college. I heard about the private tours situation, Alan. And yeah, they said that Cowboy players feel like players in a zoo. I mean, zoo animals, because the fans get to pay to come by and watch them working out and all that kind of stuff. It's just like, it's weird. You know, it's like, next, are you going to pay to see their 8.5s? I don't know. You know, where does that go? Where does that go? It's just, yeah. The players said they're the players that have left Dallas say they're in a better mental place. So yeah, Alan, that is an issue. Yeah, Orlowski didn't even get any play on Madden, and he had a big arm. I remember him having a big arm strength on Madden. Nobody ever used him there either. Yes, it's definitely Starscream. It's definitely ego with Jerry. It's definitely he can't even take criticism. He can't take criticism. It's ridiculous. Yep, Thomas Green. Start Lipke. Hey, look, Lipke has been consistent. Lipke has been successful. Rich was the fixer. Rich knows who I am from way back, and I know Rich did not like me because, no. You see how I won't say how I fight the system now. You see how you should go back and watch some of young Shango's videos. I was a real firecracker back in those days about fighting the system, and Jerry, you would never control what comes out of my mouth. That was the whole reason why I was at YouTube. The freedom that I can say what I want to say without somebody owning me and putting words into my mouth to, make their coffers bigger. You know what I'm saying? So I was wondering, that was the reason why I was at YouTube. So shoot, you should go back then, man. And I used to curse too. Shoot. Score prediction. 28-24 Cowboys. 28-24 Cowboys, respectively are. 28-24. But the thing about Starscream, he's not a good analyst. I know you're right. Just because he was a trash quarterback does that. Absolutely right. He says, Dan was a trash quarterback, but that does not mean he can't be a good analyst. 100%. But he's probably a worse analyst than he is a football quarterback. He only gained his publicity by trashing Dak Prescott. He was the number one every morning. He has something after every Cowboy game. He was the main voice feeding the anti-Dak crowd right there. And now that he can't do that anymore, he has to shift, and now he has shifted over to trashing CeeDee Lamb and trashing the organization and Jerry Jones or whatever. But he used it. He didn't trash anything else on the Cowboys but Dak Prescott before, because that was making his views go up. Look, I know all I have to do is put Dak Prescott in my title, and that video will get tons more videos than other videos. I went a whole season, like 2 years ago, I went a whole season without saying Dak Prescott's name because I didn't even want the algorithm to hear me saying it. I wanted no parts of the Dak Prescott argument. Because I knew the attention that it brings. He knows the attention that it brings because it also brings money with that attention. Young Shango's on the Kendrick album. I tell you, it was real. Yeah, I'm going 28-24. They used to play my rants on 105. Yep, the young Shango. I had stopped cursing at that point, and I said I can't curse. I was like, oh man, I might curse and get the kids out the room. Cam Newton is just out there. Cam is doing the same thing right now. Cam is using everybody to get more views. That's why Shadura treated him like that, because he's obviously like he's on this hustle. Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely Starscream. Definitely. He is the guy that the upper management in ESPN is using as the lightning rod because he makes the Dallas fans just so angry. He was the one that sparked. So that was his worth, that he got us so upset that we couldn't stand Dan Orlovsky. Oh, they can't stand him. We got to put him on another schedule. Oh man, look at this. Look at the results. So yeah. 100%. Yeah, thanks for not saying the other guy's name. All right, guys, today is Chick-fil-A morning. So let me get the kids up 10 minutes early and get them to Chick-fil-A. I might get me a spicy biscuit myself. I might do that. But all right, guys, I will see you guys on Sunday, I guess, if I'm not playing. I got a big game today against Nebraska. I'm ranked number 6, and Nebraska is ranked number 8. And we're playing today at like 4 o'clock my time, 4 or 5 o'clock my time. So that's the only thing on my mind right now. I got to beat Nebraska. And then it's all about the Cowboys and 49ers. It's going to be a tense Sunday, guys. It's going to be a tense Sunday. I'm doing great, Sean. I'm doing great. It's going to be a tense Sunday.